You probably think petting is the one thing your dog loves most. After all, it's what we all do to show affection, right? But what if I told you it might not even make their top 5? Think about it. When was the last time your dog truly lit up? Was it when you stroked their head? Or when you grabbed the leash, opened the car door, or quietly laid down beside them without saying a word? Today, we're going to uncover 16 surprising things your dog may love far more than being petted. And number 7, it might completely change how you bond with them, especially if your dog is older and not as playful as they used to be. So let's begin not with touch, but with choice. Because understanding what your dog chooses when you're not asking for love might show you how much they love you back. 1. Sniff walks. Have you ever noticed how your dog stops every few steps during a walk, nose buried in the grass, tail gently wagging, completely lost in scent? That's not just wandering. That's joy. That's purpose. You see, a dog's nose isn't just a sense organ, it's a storytelling machine. While we see the world in pictures, they read it in smells. Every tree, every patch of sidewalk, even a single breeze, is a message board filled with updates from other dogs, animals, and life itself. Letting your dog take their time to sniff isn't spoiling them. It's how they process the world. In fact, research from Barnard College found that dogs allowed to sniff during walks showed significantly more positive emotional bias than those forced to heel the entire time. So next time you grab the leash, don't rush it. Let them lead. Let them pause. That sniff just might be the best moment of their day. But what if your dog isn't that into walking anymore? That doesn't mean they're done playing. It just means we have to meet them where they are. And sometimes that starts with a game as old as friendship itself. 2 Tun. Tug-of-War or gentle play fighting. There's something special about the way your dog looks at you when they bring over a toy tail, up eyes bright, like they're inviting you into their world. And when you grab the other end of that rope or sock or chewed-up plushie, that's not just play. That's connection. Tug-of-War isn't about strength. It's about attention, about being present, about saying, I see you and I'm here with you. For older dogs, especially those who don't run like they used to, gentle tug sessions on the couch, even lying down, can be the highlight of their day. In fact, studies show that interactive play triggers the same dopamine response as food in many dogs. It's not about winning the tug. It's about the back and forth, the give and take. Just like a conversation, but without words. And here's the best part. Even 5 minutes of daily tug can lower stress and deepen trust. So, if you've been skipping playtime because your dog seems too old, try again. Match their energy. Sit on the floor. Let them win. They don't want a battle, they want a bond. Now, if your dog's not into tugging at all, don't worry. Some prefer a challenge that works the mind more than the muscles. And that's where our next favorite comes in, one that keeps their brain buzzing and their tail wagging. 3. Scent games. Hide and seek. You don't need fancy equipment or a big yard to give your dog a thrill. Sometimes all it takes is a sock, a couch cushion, and a little mystery. Dogs are natural problem solvers. Before they were our companions, they were trackers, sniffers, hunters. That instinct doesn't fade with age, it just waits to be invited back. And scent games are the perfect way to do just that. Try this. Take a treat. Let your dog sniff it, then hide it somewhere nearby under a towel behind a pillow, maybe just out of sight. Then watch. The head tilt, the nose twitch, the determined shuffle. That's not just play. That's purpose. According to a 2019 study in Applied Animal Behavior Science, dogs engaged in nose work showed more optimistic behaviors afterward than those who didn't. It's like a mental massage, relaxing and energizing all at once. And for dogs who don't chase balls or play tug anymore, this kind of quiet challenge can bring them back to life in ways petting never could. So if you're looking for a way to brighten a rainy afternoon or ease your dog's anxiety after a tough day, don't reach for a leash. Reach for a treat and hide it well. But what if your dog struggles to move around much? Maybe they're stiff. Maybe they just don't care to wander. That's okay too, because sometimes joy comes not from movement, but from watching the world go by. 4. Watching the world from a window. You might think your dog is bored when they sit by the window for hours, but to them, it's not boredom, it's theater. It's life unfolding one bird, one breeze, one passing neighbor at a time. For older dogs especially, this quiet observation is deeply satisfying. It's how they stay connected to a world they may no longer chase, but still love. The sound of leaves rustling, the movement of squirrels darting, the rhythm of traffic, all of it tells a story, and your dog is listening. Think of it as their version of watching the evening news, calmer, safer, but still rich with meaning. Adding a soft blanket by their favorite window spot, or simply opening the curtain in the morning, can create a daily ritual that brings them peace. No commands, no stimulation, just presence. It's easy to overlook this kind of contentment, especially if we think doing something always means moving. But sometimes, love is stillness, and letting them be still is one of the kindest gifts you can give. But not every dog wants stillness. Some, even in their older years, crave independence. Not freedom to run wild, but the freedom to choose. And sometimes that freedom begins with something as simple as where they sleep. 5. A cozy chosen sleeping spot. We all want our dogs to feel safe and loved, so we buy the fluffiest beds, the softest blankets, maybe even a memory foam mat. But sometimes your dog ignores it all and curls up on a worn-out towel in the hallway, or under the table, or by the door. That's not a rejection of comfort. That's a choice. And for your dog, that choice matters more than you think. Dogs, especially as they get older, crave a place where they can fully relax. A space that's quiet, familiar, and theirs. Not shared, not moved, not interrupted. Just theirs. And while petting might feel loving to us for a tired dog, what they truly want might be to sink into their chosen spot and just be. Respecting that space, letting them have it uninterrupted, is one of the purest ways you can say, "I see you." So next time your dog disappears for a while, don't call them back for cuddles. Let them rest. Let them return on their terms, because that's trust. But when rest is over, and the body's still slow, the mind might still be hungry. And that's where our next favorite thing comes in, a quiet game right inside the home that brings both comfort and curiosity. 6. Obstacle or mini fetch indoors. Not every dog wants a full-speed sprint at the park, especially as they age. Stairs get steeper, turns get tighter, and chasing a ball across a field just isn't fun anymore. But that doesn't mean play is off the table. It just needs a new setting. Indoor fetch, or better yet, a mini obstacle game in your hallway, can light them up without wearing them down. Toss a soft toy across the rug, or place 2 cushions to create a gentle tunnel. Let them walk through it, explore it, even sit inside it if they choose. It's not about cardio. It's about curiosity. About keeping their body moving, and their brain engaged without pushing too hard. Dogs love when they succeed at something simple, and when it's you cheering at the other end, that success feels even sweeter. Even 5 minutes of gentle indoor play can help with stiffness, improve confidence, and most importantly, bring joy. But what if even that's too much? What if your dog would rather lie near you than move at all? That's not laziness. It's longing. And the next thing they may love most is something you might be doing without even noticing. 7. Quiet time near you, without touch. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your dog is nothing. No belly rubs, no kisses, no playful voices. Just sit. Just be. Let them rest beside you, not because you called them, but because they chose to be near. As dogs grow older, their needs shift. Affection becomes less about stimulation and more about presence. They may not want to be touched constantly, but they do want to feel close. To know you're there, to breathe the same air. That's enough. Many owners miss this, thinking their dog is distant or tired of them. But in reality, it's a quiet kind of love. One built on trust, not attention. Just being in the same room without demands, without noise, can be the deepest form of companionship. So next time your dog settles near your feet, don't reach down to pet. Just stay. Let the silence wrap around both of you. But for dogs who find even more comfort in sound than silence, there's another way to say, "I'm here," without saying a word. And you might already be doing it without knowing its magic. 8. Soft humming or gentle voice. Have you ever caught yourself humming while making tea or folding laundry and noticed your dog inching closer? It's not coincidence. Dogs are deeply attuned to tone, rhythm, and energy. And sometimes a soft hum says more than 1,000 words. Your voice, when it's calm, low, familiar, is a kind of music to them. It signals safety. It slows their heart rate. It tells them the world is okay. Especially for rescue dogs or seniors who may carry old fears, a gentle voice spoken or sung can be more comforting than any touch. It grounds them. It wraps around them like a blanket, without ever laying a hand. Try it the next time they seem unsettled. Don't command. Don't correct. Just sit and speak softly, or hum the tune that always makes you smile. Watch how their ears shift, their body loosens, their breath deepens. That's connection. That's calm. But while your voice brings comfort, your dog may also be craving something far more exciting, something that brings out their wilder side, even just for a few minutes. And that starts the moment you reach for one thing. The car keys. Chantin, car rides. There's a special kind of chaos that happens when you grab your car keys and your dog hears the jingle. Suddenly, it's a stampede to the door. Eyes wide, tail wagging, heart racing, and maybe yours too. Because to your dog, a car ride isn't just transportation. It's freedom. It's movement. It's the thrill of the unknown. Wind in the face, new smells pouring in landscapes rolling by. This is stimulation they don't have to chase. Even older dogs who've slowed down physically often light up at the chance to go for a ride. Not to run, but to ride. To be part of something moving, something alive. And if it ends at a park, or even just a drive-through with a cheese snack, pure bliss. Just remember, comfort matters. A soft blanket, a secure harness, a window cracked open for smells, not wind. That turns a simple drive into a mini adventure. But what if the ride is over and your dog still seems fired up, still looking at you like they're not done yet? Good, because now's the perfect time to give them a challenge, one that taps into their deepest instincts and keeps their brain busy in the best possible way. 10. Hide and seek with treats. Scent games. You're back from a ride. Your dog's still buzzing. So, what now? You don't need a yard. You don't need energy. You just need curiosity and a few treats. Hide and seek isn't just for kids. For dogs, it's magic. It wakes up their brain. It taps into their hunter's heart. And best of all, it gives them a job they were born to love. Start simple. Let them sniff a treat in your hand. Then go hide it under a towel behind a door inside a shoe. Let them use their nose, not their eyes. It's not about finding it fast. It's about working for the win. In one study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science, dogs who engaged in regular scent work showed clearer signs of positive emotion and focus even long after the game ended. And for older dogs, this kind of play doesn't wear them out. It wakes them up. Gently, joyfully. So, if you want to turn your living room into an adventure, don't throw a ball. Hide a treasure. Let your dog do what they were always meant to do. Follow their nose. Of course, not every reward needs to be hidden. Sometimes the joy is in the ritual itself, the sound of a crinkling bag, the soft snap of a lid, and the look on their face when their favorite treat appears. 11 special snack rituals. There's a moment just before the treat touches their tongue when your dog looks at you with pure, unfiltered joy. Not because they're hungry, but because this is your thing. A ritual. A quiet celebration of us. Maybe it's a bit of apple in the morning, a small piece of cheese after dinner, or a tiny lick of peanut butter when they come inside from the cold. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. Dogs are creatures of habit. And when those habits feel loving, predictable, and safe, it builds trust. Especially for older dogs who may not play much anymore. A snack given with warmth and consistency becomes a form of affection they understand completely. And remember, it's not just about food, it's about the feeling, the tone in your voice, the way you hand it over, the shared pause. So, yes, petting is nice, but handing over their favorite soft chew with a smile. That's love in motion. Still, while snacks can bring joy, there's another kind of joy dogs often crave even more. One we forget as they age, the joy of belonging. Of playing not just with you, but with someone who speaks their language. 12. Doggy Playdates with trusted friends. We sometimes forget that dogs like us are social creatures. They don't just bond with people, they bond with each other. And for some dogs, especially those who grew up around a sibling, a neighbor's pup, or a familiar friend at the park, those connections run deep. When dogs get to see their pack again, even just once a week, it lights them up in ways nothing else can. The sniffing, the circling, the gentle play, it's not chaos. It's conversation. A shared language we don't speak, but they do fluently. And just like people, not every dog wants to make new friends every day. It's not about meeting strangers. It's about reuniting with someone familiar, someone safe, someone they've chosen. So if your dog perks up at the sound of a specific name, or waits by the door at the same time each week, they're telling you, I miss my friend. And that time together, it's not just fun. It's medicine for the soul. But what about the quiet dogs, the ones who've never cared for crowds or company? Their joy might come from something else entirely, something simple, slow, and completely in their control. 13. Letting them choose the route or routine. Every walk feels like a task until one day you let your dog decide where to go. Suddenly, it's no longer just a bathroom break. It's a journey, a decision, a small taste of freedom in a world they can't always control. As dogs age, they often lose choices. When to eat, where to sleep, what to do. But when you let them lead even just for one block, you give back something precious: autonomy. Watch how their tail shifts when they realize you're following them, not the other way around. How they pause at corners, then make a turn, not because you tug the leash, but because they want to. It's a subtle shift. But for a dog that's used to being managed, it's empowering, calming, respectful. And if they stop, let them stop. If they double back, follow. You're not just walking. You're saying, I trust you to show me where you want to go. Of course not. Every dog has the energy to walk far. Some days, what they want most is to stay put with something soft, familiar, and comforting between their teeth. 14. Long-lasting chews for quiet time. There's a certain peace that settles over the room when your dog finds the perfect chew. No barking, no pacing, just focused contentment, the kind that slows their breathing and softens their eyes. Chewing isn't just a pastime. It's therapy. It releases dopamine. It calms the nervous system. And for older dogs, it's a gentle way to self-soothe without needing to move much at all. But not all chews are created equal. Long-lasting options like dried tendons, rubber-filled toys, or scented chews offer more than flavor. They offer rhythm, something your dog can return to day after day, like a favorite book. In a 2023 study from the Waltham Pet Care Science Institute, dogs given long-lasting chews during alone time showed more positive emotional states and less anxiety than dogs given standard toys or no enrichment at all. So if your dog spends time alone or simply needs help winding down, offer them something that gives back. A chew that lasts. A ritual of calm. And when the chewing stops and the day begins to fade, there's one last ritual that speaks louder than treats, walks, or games. It's where they sleep, and more importantly, who they choose to sleep near. 15. Sleeping near you or where they feel safe. Some dogs sleep at your feet. Others curl beside your bed. A few sneak under the table or behind the couch. But no matter where they go, one thing's always true. They choose the place where they feel most safe, most close, most home. Sleep is sacred for dogs. Especially as they age, rest becomes recovery. And where they sleep tells you everything about how they feel. If they pick a quiet corner near you, it's not just comfort, it's trust. If they insist on being in the same room, it's not clinginess, it's love. You don't need to lift them into bed or wrap them in blankets. Just let them choose. And once they do, protect that space. Don't move it. Don't clean it too often. Let it carry their scent, their warmth, their peace. Because in that space, they let go of the world. And in choosing to sleep close, they're saying, "You are my world." But even as they rest, one sense never shuts off completely their nose. And that's why the very last thing they may love is the very first thing they ever use to find you. 16. Recognizing your scent and keeping it near. Long after the treats are gone, the games are done, and the lights are out, your scent remains. In your slippers by the door. On that shirt tossed over a chair. In the blanket you forgot on the couch. And to your dog, that scent is everything. Dogs live through their noses, and your scent isn't just a smell, it's memory. It's reassurance. It's the quiet heartbeat of their world. That's why you might find them curled up on your laundry pile or dragging a sock into their bed. It's not mischief, it's comfort. It's their way of staying close even when you're not in the room. If your dog ever seems anxious when you leave, try leaving something behind. A worn t-shirt, a scarf, anything that smells like you. It doesn't just fill the silence, it fills the space with your presence. Because while we often try to show love through touch, dogs carry it in scent. And sometimes the strongest bond you can build is the one that lingers even when you're not there. Now you know love isn't always loud. It doesn't always wag or bark. Sometimes it's a silent nose pressed into your sleeve, or a deep sigh in the hallway where you last stood. And that brings us to the heart of it all. So maybe love isn't in the belly rubs. Maybe it's in the small things, the walks that go nowhere fast, the soft hums in the kitchen, the way you let them choose the couch instead of the crate. Because here's the truth. Dogs don't measure love the way we do. They don't count the number of times you pet them. They remember how you made them feel. Safe, seen, free. Every sniff you allow, every quiet moment you share, every chew you offer and leave them to enjoy alone, it all adds up. Not to noise, but to trust. Not to control, but to connection. If your dog is older, slower, more tired these days, you haven't lost them. You're just being invited into a new chapter. One where presence means more than play. Where being near matters more than being busy. Where love gets quieter, but deeper. So now I want to ask you, which of these surprised you most? Or is there something your dog loves that we didn't mention? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story, and so would everyone else here. And if this video helped you see your dog a little differently, or love them a little better, don't let this be the end. Subscribe to the channel and join a community of dog lovers who believe what you believe, that the little things are everything. In our next video, we'll explore one of the most personal choices your dog makes every day, the spot they sleep in, and what it reveals about how they feel about you. We'll see you there.